Thanks to the support as a channel member, Jonathan Comber. I know I said we shouldn't get distracted by the French Cup, but we've made it all the way through to the semi-final now. We play against our long-time parent club, Monaco. Got to dream a little bit, right? Hello and welcome to part 40 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that French Cup semi-final against Monaco. We also play against Auxerre in the Ligue. A league, as you can see, we are still top of, despite having a little bit of a wobble. We've only played a couple of matches since the last episode, one of which we did lose against Bastia, but we do still find ourselves 2 points clear of Amiens at the top of the league. Long-time rivals Clermont down in third place, 6 points behind us. We are looking good. 9 games to go. We are top of the league. We just have to keep this run of form rolling. But first, the ridiculous scenario of us being 1 game away from a domestic cup final. Yes, we're playing against Monaco. They're 4th in Ligue 1. They're probably going to beat us, but we can dream, can't we? Stranger things have happened. This is the team we're going to send out there to try and pull off a famous victory. Unfortunately, we are going to have to be without Gabriel Tutu, who's picked up a relatively long-term injury, 5 weeks with a twisted ankle, joins Van der Merch and Jerf on the injured list for players who were regular starters before they got injured. So we're going with Diaz in goal, a back row of Vita, Deleste, Matsima, and the youngster Fadi, who is looking pretty good in this right-back role. He's still only showing as a 1.5-star current ability player, but I have hopes that he will get better and better the more exposure he gets to the first team. This is not a game for him, but he's going to play in it anyway. Fowry and Lopi are the midfield, and then Lemina and Nguema out wide with Barcola and Double Steve up front. Let's get this team submitted and just cross everything that we're not even, I mean, it would be lovely to win. Don't get me wrong. We would love to win, but the main priority here for me is to not embarrass ourselves, not get absolutely smashed, because that will then have a knock-on effect for confidence, morale, that kind of thing in the league. And that's not what we want to happen. Monaco, interestingly, by the way, managed by Eric Ten Hag. And as you can see, they've got one of my heroes from the Streamer Showdown this weekend just gone. Moise Keane up front for them. Renato Sanchez was there in the midfield as well. There are some big names of football managers past knocking about in this side. It is a team that should absolutely tear us apart. And it's quite an interesting example of what we might be facing next year should we get promoted to the top flight, because the majority of these players are players who could easily slot into Premier League teams, whereas we've got players who would struggle to get into Championship teams. I think the gap between where we are now and where Monaco are now is a lot bigger than if we were top of the Championship, for example, and getting ready to step into a Premier League and try and compete on that level. So I'm hoping once you get past the likes of PSG, Monaco, etc., I'm hoping this isn't representative of what Ligue 1 is like as a whole, because otherwise we're coming straight back down again and we've given away a penalty. It's football manager things, isn't it? If you're playing against a much harder team, you know what we'll do? We'll make sure you give away a penalty just to give them all the advantage in the world. And we're now looking at our record signing Diaz to see if he can pull off a penalty save for us against Boadu. Of course he can't. It's 1-0 to Monaco, and hopefully that can be the end of that and they don't feel the need to go and score a whole load more goals, because, like I say, we would like to keep some dignity about us, a little bit of belief that we are capable of getting promoted, and the last thing we need is to lose 8-0 in such a high-profile game as well. Oh, it's 2-0. Oh, it's like we haven't got any defenders. I mean, that's Fadi at right back. I mean, what's he supposed to do? He's not ready to play in the league we're in. Never mind play against a team who regularly play in the Champions League. It's not fair on him. But they're coming at us again, and I think this might be a long afternoon. Boadu with the effort that skims over the top of the crossbar, and thankfully, it remains just the 2-0 so far. One of my boys from the network game there, Zeki Celik, who I did have in my hashtag Keverton team, but he actually moved on. We sold him for big money, I think, to Newcastle in the network game. By the way, if you're wondering where the network game highlights videos are, I've moved them over to LOLLUJO 2, where all the other stream replay stuff goes. So in addition to the highlights from the Leamington streams, you've now got the highlights from both the network game and the streamer showdown all over on LOLLUJO 2, which is, it's just the home of stream highlights now. Stream highlights and clips. I know some of you are asking where the full stream replays are. They are still being uploaded to LOLLUJO 2, but I'm uploading them unlisted now. So if you're looking for full stream replays, if you go into the video, like the highlight video for the stream you want, in the description will be a link to where you can watch the full stream replay. But because we were, long story short, I spoke to YouTube and it was explained to me like I was a 5-year-old that releasing the full stream replay at the same time as the video, and I should have figured this out for myself, was really harming the performance of the video in the algorithm. So we now have the stream replays hidden for the 500 or so people who were watching them before, who want to carry on watching them. They're easy to find. You just go into the description of the relevant video. It's linked. It's right there. I'll carry on doing that because it's no work at all, really, just to export them from Twitch over here for you to watch. But it will be the highlights videos that are the ones that are front and center on the channel, getting pushed out from now on. And like I say, that'll be for Leamington, and it'll also be for network game and streamer showdown stuff. All the stream highlight stuff will be over there, because then over here it leaves me more space to release stuff like the Nottingham Forest video that came out at the weekend, the Mbappe series we've got going on at the moment. Because again, it's been explained to me as if I'm a 5-year-old that releasing more than one video a day really does harm every video released that day in the algorithm. So I am kind of on a hard limit of 7 videos a week on this channel, and there's just no way to fit streamer showdown, network game in to those 7 without dropping some of the other stuff that I don't want to drop, because it's awesome. So there you go. That's bottom line. If you're not already subscribed to LOLLUJO 2, you should be, and you should be watching me on Twitch most afternoons as well, because then you wouldn't even need LOLLUJO 2. You can all watch it live as it happens. But just checking back in with what's going on here. We are 4-0 down now. It's not as humiliating as it could have been, but we are struggling to get any kind of foothold in the game, although Fardy has won himself a couple of headers here to try and create us something. And Nguema playing it all the way back to Fowry, and now Lopi to Nguema again. Fardy. I mean, it's good to see 3 academy boys performing okay, and Nguema with the effort from the edge of the area. The last thing we need is for him to have a good performance today and attract Monaco's attention. We want to, when we do make the move up to the league above, we want to be bringing our best players with us, not having them sold out from under us before we even get there. But let's just make a few substitutions to keep these legs as fresh as possible. I think we're just going to do all 5 changes. We're not going to lose any worse than we already are, surely. So we may as well just take everybody off who is in need of a rest, because we've got an important league game coming up in only 3 days' time, which is infinitely more important than this match was ever going to be. I actually think being only 4-0 down isn't too bad. If we concede again and again, it does start to get demoralising at that point. So Monaco again attacking down this left-hand side. Renato Sanchez now. And now Celik again on the right-hand side. It pains me seeing one of my boys ripping us apart the way he is so often, but he has pretty much got free reign over on that right-hand side. Whips one in again, and it is 5, and there's still 20 minutes to go. And come on, Monaco, you're our parent club. Please put us out of our misery. Leave us. 5 is enough. 5 is plenty. You don't need to kill us entirely. We want to join you in the top flight next year. Leave a little bit for somebody else. And I think there might be. No more highlights. Oh, it's another highlight. Oh, I'd love a consolation goal. The crowd will cheer like nobody's business if we get a consolation goal. How afraid are we all for next season now if we do get promoted? I mean, if this is screaming, we are not ready to get promoted. Really quite loud, because I don't think there's going to be a big pile of money waiting for us when we get there. It's not like going up to the Premier League. I don't think we're going to get a £100 million war chest to go and build a team that can finish mid-table. I suspect things are going to be very, very difficult when we do get promoted. Maybe we should stop winning games this year because I'm a little bit afraid of what might happen next. Fowry to Barcola. Fowry tries to get the shot away. It falls to Fardy, who gets the crossover. Kingsley Gotan, it would be lovely for him to score. Long-time club captain, played nearly 200 games for us, came through our youth team at 16. He's now 22. He's actually going to be leaving us at the end of the season because he's not been a regular starter for a long time and his contract is up, so he is going to be on his way. But it would have been nice for him to just cap off his time here at Tours with a goal against Monaco. It was not to be, and now we need to dust ourselves off and get ready to take on Auxerre in a much more important league game. And my face, inexplicably, is blurry again. What is going on? Well, for those of you who are really interested, I think I might have solved the auto-focusing problem that's been plaguing me for the last few episodes and the Streamer Showdown. I filmed this in 4K and then crop it down. I don't really know why. It's just how I ended up doing things. And there was a big pile of boxes of Pokemon cards on top of my air conditioner next to me, which is out of frame for what we see here in OBS and for what you see, but is very much there when you check on the camera in the original recording. And it was basically focusing on the pile of Pokemon cards. I've moved them and we seem to be staying in focus now. So I think that's probably what was happening. My camera was more interested in Pokemon cards than it was in my face, which just, it makes me feel really good. So this is the team for the Auxerre game. We are still suffering with the same injuries as before. Jerv, Van der Merch, Tutu, all unavailable. We're rotating where we can. David Carter comes back in. Deleste moving out to right back. We've got Ndilu coming in up front as well, so Barcola can drop down and have a little bit of a rest as well. Renault coming back into midfield. But we are down to the bare bones, really. We could do with, I mean, it's kind of handy that we've now been knocked out of the cup. Not that we would have had another cup game mid-season, I don't think. Presumably the final game of the season, the cup final would be at the end of the season. In fact, I don't know that it is. I'm thinking from the PSG save, I don't think it is at all. But either way, fixture congestion, not ideal when we've got injuries occurring at the rate they're occurring currently. And we need to, like I say, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, recover from the absolute battering that we've just received. Not focus too much on the fact that that's what we're trying to earn. We're trying to earn the opportunity to have that happen to us every week next year. And don't say it too loudly in front of the players, but if we do get promoted, we're going to need to sign a lot of new players and replace most of this lot. But I think we probably all knew that was coming anyway. We'll be building around the homegrown players and those that aren't homegrown at club with the massive potentials that those players tend to have. They're the ones that are likely to not make the step up. So the likes of Fowry and Nguema are probably going to be part of next season's team, assuming we're up into Ligue 1. The rest of them, I mean, it's probably not going to be that many who survive. And we might not even get there just yet. Am I counting my chickens before they hatch, potentially? Auxerre have gone a goal ahead. I mean, it was always going to be difficult to bounce back from such a thumping defeat. And we need to figure out how to, and quick, because there's only 8 games remaining after this one. It's not like we're miles ahead at the top of the league. We need to stop sulking and just get the job done, get ourselves over the finish line, because the last thing any of us need is the playoffs. Ugh, they're horrible. Nguema trying to release Deleste and can't, and we're just chasing shadows at the moment. We're really struggling to get the ball back. Deleste playing out of position at right back, but bringing it down nicely there. Now Fowry trying to take control of things in midfield somehow. And Renault back to Matsima again. And now Vita on the left-hand side, trying to build something down there, releasing Lemina, who is another one who's tired off the back of the previous game. But Vita's played him in again. Lemina cuts it back to Ndilu, whatever his name is. And Nguema was there with the effort that very nearly drew us level in the game, but it's led to an immediate counter-attack. Deleste massively out of position because he doesn't know how to play right back, but luckily does make it back in time, along with Nguema, to save ourselves from further embarrassment. Although the very next highlight, still only 15 minutes in, is Auxerre on the attack again, although we've cleared it to double Steve. And he's got to do a little bit of work holding the ball up here because he's got no support with him. And in the end, just runs himself into trouble, gives the ball away. And once again, we're going to be subject to a counter-attack, presumably. Big ball forward. David Carter gets himself under it and heads to Lemina. And now Renault to Undilu. Come on, this feels like it should be a goal. Lemina is in here. Lemina's got him behind and his effort goes wide. And we are getting some chances. We just need to convert them. We're going to shout some encouragement, and it's yet another highlight. The highlights are really coming thick and fast in this game. This time the header doesn't find a blue shirt, and Auxerre are looking for another one of these counterattacks that they keep hitting us with in this match. They're in again here. They've got in behind our defenders. Cross is cut back, bobbling free in the area. Somebody get a tackle in and clear it. Oh, why are we letting the ball slide across the penalty area like that? David Carter does win it back, and now Fowry to Renault, hopefully can set up a counter-attack of our own, but it's just an aimless lump forward, doesn't get anywhere near to double Steve. And the highlight, presumably, is going to end soon. This is a weird, it's one of those weird highlights that always ends with a goal, and I guess here it is. Maybe it's not. The highlight could not have been leading to that. What? I mean, I swear they just put some highlights in just to be a little bit kooky and random. Show us they've got more depth to them. We're not just about the goals and the offsides here. Sometimes we just show you a little bit of pointless possession. Well, no one wants to see it. Just let us have goals, please, Sports Interactive. Goodness me. We'll fall out if you're not careful. Right. It's Auxerre on the attack again. Can we not just stop doing this? Diaz, just hold on to it. Just don't let... If he doesn't ever let go of the ball, then they can't keep attacking. That might be that's my new working theory. Right, we're going to make no changes other than we are going to go attacking because we do need to get ourselves back into this game. I'm going to demand more as well because we're top of the league. Auxerre are 14th. It is not okay for us to lose against them. Clermont are winning as well, which really starts to narrow that gap behind us at the top of the table in a very terrifying manner. Cross comes in. I think that was Deleste who's hit the cross. He's not really accustomed to crossing. But if he's going to be a makeshift right back for us for the rest of this season, he's going to have to learn and probably do a little bit better than he has done there. Although Fardy will play most games for us at right back, unless he also picks up an injury. It's another... If Auxerre were any good, they would be home and dry at this point. They have been comfortably the better team in this game. We are really missing Tutu. More so than even missing Van der Merch, I think. Tutu is such a creative force for us. He's just one of those players who, I mean, we've seen him do it for 5 seasons. He can just turn a game on its head at a moment's notice. He doesn't always do it, but he's got it in him to do it. And I think it is a difference maker for us, and we are missing that today. Although there's the ball in there for Double Steve, who's got in behind. Oh, that was cheeky. I mean, as his coach, I would like to say you should always be hitting the far post there, shoot across the goalkeeper. That's what I was always taught. I think everyone's expecting him to do it. So when he just dinks it in at the near post, no one, including the goalkeeper, is expecting it. He even opened himself up, looking as if he was playing it across goal, and then just tucked it near post, past the keeper, and that has got us back into the game. But at a moment when everybody is absolutely shattered, and we're just going to have to make a load of substitutions anyway. Right, what have we? Barcola can come on. He can come on as a winger. Barcola just has to play. Considering he's the top scorer in the division, he really does just have to play everywhere. We are going to find a way to stick him up top. And shall we get Gotan on as well? We're hunting for a winner. I'm not really happy just drawing the game. Vita's shattered, so Cisse can come on for him. 5 substitutions. We just need more energy. We're going to encourage them and hope that with all these fresh legs in the attack, there might be a goal coming. We can probably make Renault a playmaker here, actually, and see if we can get him playing like the Tom Renault of old, knocking the ball around a little bit, spraying those passes in and around over the top of the back four, the way he always used to do when he played a little bit deeper. We don't really see it from him these days. Now he has to play in central midfield, and I thought we'd given away a penalty there, and I was going to be very, very cross. Diaz lumping it forward, looking for Bradley Barcola, who can't win his header. And it just comes straight back at us again. We are a frustrating team at times, and today has definitely been a frustrating day. If we are going to be champions, These are the times where we need to dig in and grab a goal. We haven't dug. No digging has been done. And we end the game, I think, level on points with second place. Clermont closing the gap behind us as well. That is getting worryingly close at the top of the table. It's a real pleasure to not have to manage the B team immediately after. That's nice. And what we will do from here is, I know we play Clermont soon, but I'm not going to show you that one because I want to get to the end of the season now. I think we'll probably just come back for the final two games, Metz and Nancy, and hope that we are still in the mix when we get there. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. This time tomorrow, we might be in Ligue 1. Or we might have the playoffs to look forward to again. It really can go one of two ways. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching. I think I fixed the autofocus thing too.